We all know EA sucks, but recently events regarding The Sims 4 and more specifically the relationship between the Sims team and fans has really annoyed me.
The EA Creator Network.
A few years ago, EA set up the EA Game Changers program, now rebranded to the EA Creator Network. This program gives influential players of EA games special perks, such as early release copies of games, download codes, as well as many other behind the scenes perks. The existence of such a network makes sense. EA want to promote their games and influencers want access to early content. I think it's a great idea and I'm happy for those who are a part of the network. I personally would do it if I could because the Sims packs are expensive and I want them for free. The issue I have is with the way that the Creator Network is being used and how I think it's created a distance between the Sims team and the fans of the game. Recently, the Sims team announced brand new DLC for The Sims 4 called My Wedding Stories. This game pack was surrounded in controversy from the start when EA announced they would not release this pack in Russia due to marketing and the branding of the pack following a love story between a lesbian couple. This naturally came at a huge disappointment to the Russian Sims community, especially seeming that no other Sims pack has ever been withheld from Russia, and there was literally no reason to withhold this pack from Russian players. Naturally, many Russian fans and non-Russian fans were complaining about this, arguing that The Sims is a safe space for LGBT Russian players, and by taking the pack from them, it takes away their safe space. Despite all these outcries, it seemed to fall on deaf ears with EA not really making any changes. It's only when popular EA Game Changers who are not Russian complained about the decision and announced they would not cover the pack release on YouTube and other platforms that EA suddenly changed their mind the next day and decided to release the pack in Russia. In my opinion, so I don't get sued, allegedly in my opinion only, this demonstrates that EA prioritize the needs of their non-Russian EA Game Changers over the LGBT Russian fans who are the ones who are actually affected by this. In my alleged opinion, I feel like EA did this as a business move because they were scared that the people in their creator network would not promote the game, therefore they would get no sales. And this isn't the first time that EA allegedly, in my opinion, prioritized the needs of their creator network people as opposed to the wider player base themselves. Over the course of The Sims 4's release, many black simmers complained about the lack of representation in the game. This is because at the time the game did not have enough darker skin tones or quality meshes for afro-textured hair. Despite black simmers complaining, it was only shortly after Plumbella, a white EA Game Changer, released a video titled "We Need to Talk About Skin Tones in The Sims 4, that EA actually started releasing statements about the lack of in-game representation and began making changes to improve the representation in the game. EA's decision to finally resolve the skin tones issue may or may not be based on Plumbella's video as a white creator. We do not know. This is allegedly, in my opinion, EA, but to me the timing seems very coincidental. Around this time of the skin tones update though, many console players of The Sims 4 reported another problem, which was having graphical issues when using darker skin tones in game. Again, many black players complained about this with not much response from EA at the time. I remember seeing some black simmers asking white EA Game Changers to tell EA to resolve the issue on their behalf, intimating that they may have felt that EA wouldn't listen to them as black fans because EA would rather listen to their EA Game Changers. To me, this clearly demonstrates there's a sentiment in the Sims community, especially the Sims community on Twitter, that EA are not going to listen to them because EA only listens to people in their creator network. I don't know the official data, but at an educated guess, I reckon less than 1% of Sims players are active in the Sims community on Twitter. Of those players in the Sims community on Twitter, again, I guess on average 1% of those people are in the creator network. I'm not very good at mathematics, but I estimate that 0.1% of Sims players who are on Twitter, who are in the Sims community, who are in the EA creator network, are the only people who are getting listened to. Not only is this sample size extremely small, it's also very biased because EA invite people to their creator network when they know these people already love the game. Naturally, these people are more likely to have favorable opinions about the game. Not to say that the influencers in the EA creator network are very biased because I have seen them being extremely honest, but still from a scientific and reasonable perspective, they are biased. Their opinions are not fully objective. Not only do I think gaining feedback from this biased sample size is so unrepresentative, by only collecting feedback from this small portion of players, not only do I think it's harmful to the wider Sims community, I think it could potentially have a negative impact on EA's sales of The Sims 4. When it comes to the gaming industry, there are three kinds of players: those who don't play your game, those who casually play your game, and those who are core fans of your game. Naturally, the goal of any video game publisher is to turn non-players into casual players and casual players into core fans. The reason why I find The Sims team so bizarre is that they focus so much of their time and attention on adhering to the needs of the core fans, specifically the game changers, rather than people who are non-players or casual players of the game. I believe believe that if EA focus on understanding the needs of non-players and how to turn them into players, specifically people who play The Sims who are not on Twitter, who are not in the EA Creator Network, that they could expand their player base and learn how to make the game more enjoyable for a wider audience.
The sales model.
EA are well known for many different players of many different games for having cash grabby business practices. To name a few popular ones, having freemium loot boxes, withholding core content and upselling it as DLC, and being full of microtransactions, most of which are things that Sims players have complained about at some point during the Sims franchise's lifetime, including The Sims 2 and The Sims 3. As a life simulation game, I think it's reasonable to upsell certain packs as DLC, especially when they're quite miscellaneous and bespoke. For example, the Vampires pack, or the Nifty Knitting pack, and the Spa Day pack. Although this means that players can pick and choose what life aspects they want to add to their game, the main issue I have with the sales model is that I feel like they withhold really important life simulation features from the base game. The most notorious one is seasons. When The Sims 2 was being made, the developers tried really hard to put weather in the base game, but for some reason struggled due to it causing issues. However, later down the line, they were able to stabilize the weather feature. Instead of doing the right thing, which is to put it in the base game as originally intended, they made the decision to upsell it as DLC. This is something that's now plagued The Sims up until now, where any weather other than sunshine is upsold as luxury. Although the main theme of this video is to criticize EA and the Sims team, I do give them credit for updating the base game with regular free updates that do enhance the gameplay, especially when it comes to adding different things from different cultures. Despite that, we cannot deny that the game is severely overpriced for what it is and deserves to have so much more in the base game, especially seeing that so many of these life simulation features are totally broken. Yes, I am looking at You Dine Out and My Wedding Stories. If you're curious, by the way, I calculated, again, I'm not very good at mathematics, so it could be wrong. I calculated the cost of The Sims 4 and all of its packs are £384.89 for expansions, £197.89 for game packs, £162.82 for stuff packs, £44.91 for kits, £44.99 for the base game and digital upgrade, which is a total of £835.50. According to Google, as of the 28th of February, that's $1,118.88.
Okay.
We all know EA love their free-to-play online multiplayer models, which is something that they've integrated into a significant portion of their video game franchises. Ultimately, this is what I believe led to the downfall of The Sims 4. In order to understand this, it's first important to talk about another kind of Sims game called SimCity, also under EA and Maxis. Before City Skylines, SimCity was the most popular city building franchise with years of positive reputation among the fans. It's only when EA decided to make this an online only game, resulting it being slow, broken and unplayable for many people, that the game completely flopped. Literally within hours of the game's release, SimCity became a total flop, with many core fans moving to City Skylines, made by an indie developer by the way, which simply had a much better gameplay experience. As such, SimCity is now a dead game. Allegedly, based on my personal opinion, from which I have no proof that it is a fact, EA originally intended for The Sims 4 to be an online-only multiplayer game, but once SimCity had such negative reviews, they quickly changed their mind and had to completely rework the game last minute. This online-only multiplayer version of The Sims was allegedly referred to as codename Project Olympus. I know Plumbella has done a huge video on this, so I'm not going to go over it in that much detail, but fundamentally, this project was allegedly scrapped due to SimCity failing and reworked into The Sims 4. As such, The Sims 4 upon release was extremely basic, missing some really important life simulation features, one of the biggest being that the game didn't have toddlers on release, it didn't have swimming pools, it didn't have ghosts. Toddlers especially is such a key part of a life simulator. On top of that, many other things were missing too, such as an open world or cars, which are things that we're probably never going to get in The Sims 4. Allegedly, in my opinion, not based on facts, had EA not originally gone down the alleged Project Olympus multiplayer route, I believe The Sims 4 would have been a much more content-rich and successful game than it is today. What do you think? Do you think EA has ruined The Sims 4? Do you think they'll ruin The Sims 5 with the same multiplayer rubbish? I don't know. Probably because allegedly, in my opinion, that's what EA likes to do. Thank you so much for watching this video, and of course, make sure to watch the next crazy video here. Bye bye.